So let's focus on adding the actual info about this particular developer. Okay, so name and other text. And I'm sure you were able to get that done because I know how dedicated and smart you are. Okay, all right, so let's go ahead and do that. So after the divider, as you see, there it is, we are going to add another composable, which is a piece of UI real estate, as I like to call it. Now, let's think about this again. All of this area here will have all of its items laid out vertically, which means also we may think about a column, okay? Because a column, as we've seen earlier, will lay things out vertically. Now, we could get away with just adding them as they are right now, but I like to create little entities, little functions that can exist by themselves. So here I'm going to say column as such, and get a column, and let's add a modifier. Say modifier. I want the padding, overall padding of about 5 dp as such. All right, so now we're going to add the text, right? This text here that we see. Okay, let's go ahead and see. How can we accomplish that? Let's go just to code so we can see everything for now. Well, simply I'm going to say text like this, get the first option, and I'm going to pass something that say miles p as such. Now, because like anything else we've seen before, a composable allows us to pass modifiers, allows us to pass other parameters, so we can customize this composable. In this case, is a text. Okay, if you hover over, you can see there's all sort of parameters we can pass to modify and customize our text. That is indeed the beauty of Compose, is that we can take anything and start passing all of these parameters so we can modify the composable. Very neat. So what do we want to do first? Well, we want to pass in a style. So I'm going to say comma and say style as such. And for the style, I can pass a text style type, or I can continue the trend by saying material theme and go and get typography. And then I want H4. So H1 is the largest size you can pick. And the higher the number, the less the size. So in this case, I just want kind of a medium there at 4. Then still inside of our text there, we're passing these parameters so that we can customize our text. I'm going to give it color. So I'm going to say color. I can pass a color object, but I'm going to use material again. Theme, one, colors, and I'm going to say primary variant. So I can choose from all of these. Okay. All right, there we go. There's our text. Now, if we go back to split mode so we can see, let's go ahead and refresh this real quick. And you can see we have miles p looking really good. Very good. So now what else can we do here? Well, I can do the same thing that we did with create image profile. So we can refactor everything, right? Before we do that, let's continue because there are other things we need to add. As you see here, we have this piece of text and more. So next, I'm going to add another text. This one will say whatever you want. I'm going to say Android Compose Programmer. Like this. Add a modifier, of course. And I want padding all to be 3.dp. That's fine. And let's just get the same. Another one at the bottom. And this one is going to be something like at. Set the miles. Of course, you can put whatever you want. This is just an example. And now for this one modifier, we are going to do the same thing as we did before, but we're also going to add something else in our style. So still inside of our text there, I'm going to say style, material, theme, typography, and I'm going to use the subtitle. Subtitle 2, subtitle 1. 1 is fine. All right, let's go ahead and update, build and refresh, and voila. And as you can see, it's looking really good, right? We have our image, our profile image, and we have our text. So it's really getting to look like this. Now, one thing we haven't done in a while is we haven't really looked to see how this will look on a device, in this case on our emulator. Let's go ahead and run real quick this whole app to see how it will look like. And there you have it. It's looking really good. We have everything perfectly fine. Okay, so one more thing we need to do is to add this portfolio button. But before we do that, let's go ahead and refactor this column here. So I'm going to just click there and select everything. I'm going to right click and let's go to refactor function. And let's name this create info as such. And you can see now we have another composable, which is just a little piece that is not attached to the main card here. All right. So now we're just calling it as such. So we're making real good progress. As I said, next thing we're going to do is to create this button here. In fact, as a little exercise, you can do this. How would you create a button like this? Go ahead and try to figure out, and I'll see you in the next video.